Ikechi. Welcome to all the participants and protocols observed. I've been in Abuja for about 8 years and about 7 years in Lagos. I've seen the difference between the two. December generally in Abuja is quiet. People tend to leave to outskirts, to families, and even abroad. So the town is usually quiet. Nothing changed. There's still a degree of economic hardship experienced by everybody. The Hilton Hotel usually puts up a very grand display of lights, Christmas lights, and games and toys and everything around. That went down well. We had a nice rock festival at Jabi Lake by Dr. Phil that also went down well. But I think it's an estimate that nightlife and restaurants fell a drop of about 30% in general. Again, it's about economics and hotels, restaurants are closing down, and it is not a good sight for food and beverage outlets in general. So I think we remain positive. The hotels waiting for some government activities to take up, visitors to come and bring us some of the money that the brothers and sisters have seen in Lagos. Um, we've had of late the opening of Onoma Hotel, which is a very grand international hotel. I think it's the best looking hotel in Nigeria for the moment. It's really pretty. I think it's about 170 bedrooms, good conference facility, and that. I think in general, tourism is a very sensitive industry. It's interwoven, it's interconnected, and a lot of it revolves around safety. So again, there has been some scares, and there's been directives by embassies for their citizens not to travel. So high commissions and embassies empty out then, and they are closed, and obviously that has a downflow of local employed staff to the embassies and ambassadorial commissions, residences, all of that. So that does have a bad influence on expendable income in everybody's pocket. And obviously, these people are those attending restaurants, catering facilities, and such. And those were on the low mark. So we started building up, and we found ourselves already in July, middle of the year. So we're enjoying some good activity here and there at nightclub spots for some football matches. Um, I don't know when or how Nigeria will be ready for this big international competitions. As you can see, I'm a South African from down south. We had the 2010 World Cup, and it was a phenomenal success. I think we had 400,000 visitors in that 1 month. The tourism GDP went up to 10% for that year. So an international event like that has got enormous impact. I've just heard recently that $100,000 were paid to Formula One to come and do a technical assessment for a street Formula One race in Abuja, which you can just think how much money that would spend. I think the streets and general conditions, Abuja is favorable for such a magnificent event, and I hope it goes forward. Yeah, just imagine the Ferraris and all these high-powered Formula One cars driving up our streets here in Abuja. It will be just something you will never forget. You think of Melbourne and the Monaco street races. It is just a hype. Your infrastructure gets upgraded. It just turns that city into something else. Another highlight that was passed the other day is by the FCT Minister Wike, that he wants to transform Jabi Lake into a Dubai, Las Vegas style waterfront development with multitudes of fountains and about 20,000 lights around the precinct. We will see how far that comes and if the general public is really accepting to something like that. We have a problem with power supply as it is, water and general services, so we don't know how well that will go down. We must not be negative about developments, but I think it should be sensitive and sensible. I've seen some lovely fountains on the previous video, and I must say that's maybe the eighth wonder that I've seen. I've not seen fountains working at all in Nigeria. So that's a very nice one to see. I hope we can see more of those. If one looks at the broader picture, the macro tourism scape, the Forbidden City in China draws about 17 million tourists a year. 17 million, that sink in. That was built around the 14,000 to the 14,200s. The Louvre attracts 9 million visitors. Versailles, 8,100,000. Eiffel Tower, 7 million. All those things are 100 and 1,000 years old. So one must just think, and as the previous contributor say, you know, it's all powered by statistics and revenue. So if we can up the participation, we can up the revenue, and everybody down the economic stream will benefit. Just interesting, the Hajj in the Middle East attracts about 1.8 to 2.5 visitors for that month. If you look at sorry, just getting that, the Vatican City attracts 11 million visitors a month. All those people need to travel there. They need to apply for visas. You have cab drivers, you have coffee shops, you have accommodation units. People will buy mementos, they'll buy clothes, t-shirts, bags, everything. So it multiplies to a huge ecosystem of supplies. And if that happens, we must see how self-sufficient we can be, that we don't import it from foreign countries, that that we can do ourselves. We can empower ourselves through a lot of these things. So I'm still struggling in Abuja to see real tourism products. The best ones that I could find is Aso Rock, which is really pretty. It's got a beautiful golf club around it. I would link Zuma Rock to it, although it's in Niger State next door. It also has a lovely golf course there and a nature park, so those are nice spots to visit. Jarby Lake as such also attracts a lot of participants, and people do their morning walks, bird watching, pony rides, table tennis. So it's a live and active part, but this will fall away should the new Jarby Lake Dubai style project go ahead. The Millennium Park is one of the most beautiful parks in Nigeria, I'd say, but sad to say that fountain is not working, that water feature, and that is really that makes it. And I invite you, all of you, to come and look at it. It is truly magnificent. We have sit-outs, parties, celebrations all around, a play park for children. It is really gorgeous, but sorry to say, the water feature is not working. Well, I hope now, soon. Obviously, the mosque attracts a lot of attention. There's a lot of activity that's coming around it. And I think one of the best spots there is Yahuza Suya spot, beautiful hot suya that you can have there. Jarby Boat Club is also a popular one, maybe also not up to the best standard, but it attracts a lot. One of my favorite ones, and I think the lowest hanging fruit, is the National Children's Park and Zoo towards Asurok. It's beautifully located. It's got a water body around it, but it looks unkept. It's almost derelict. the animals that are kept there, it's like they are in a torture chamber. They are kept in containers, in cages. It's not really good for viewing. It's really not good for the animals. And if one thinks about a tourist attraction, it should be fenced off. It should have a proper gate. It should have well attended, well dressed wardens around it. Your eatery should be done very well. The ablutions around it should be done very well. The gardens and landscaping should be done very well. Those are really low-hanging fruit. And sure, I must apologize. Maybe I have a first world South African view of tourism. Maybe um, those things are not of
No,
such a
it's
high
okay. We
importance.
need to learn.
But
We need to
I
set
really think,
standards. Yeah.
yeah. And then I've been looking for statistics on visitors per day, visitors per month. But for most of these, you don't see hard and fast head count visitors. Again, those are important to generate statistics for economic value. If you say you attract 100,000, everybody will pay entrance of 10,000, your revenue will be that. You can, with statistics, you can plan those type of things. Again, maybe Nigeria lacking in attracting uh, 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 international visitors. Morocco, in fact, is up the highest in Africa with 17 million visitors. Egypt is next, Tunisia, then South Africa, Algeria, Zambia, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, and then even Uganda. I don't see Nigeria competing high on that. Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, I don't see that. The Gambia is supposed to be there, but that's how they stack up. So again, statistics, I don't think I think what I'm saying is we don't package it well. We have lovely spaces, but it is not packaged well. If you've traveled afar, maybe you've done South Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, their parks, they have statistics, they have all these things, and that helps you to put your models on and do forecasting and those things. So a bit more formalized approach to our beautiful products and nature products. Just one last thing, maybe. We all drive past the National Stadium in town. I think it was built in 2007, a beautiful international stadium with a secondary stadium, soccer fields, hockey fields, tennis courts, all of that. And I just wish that I see that being returned into a sports city, that there's maintenance and housekeeping done there. The gates are also run down. There are weeds all over the place. It doesn't look like the capital city of Africa that we want to project Abuja to be. It's the city of unity, not only for Nigeria, but for Africa. We can take on Addis Ababa. But please don't tell them. So we can really do a lot. We can do a lot. I see beautiful golf courses around the area. I see apartment blocks coming up there, a sports school that will take care of coaches, trainers, promoters, hospitality school with chefing and everything on the forefront. Really a burning point and a beautiful green, verdant space in our capital city. I think things challenging hospitality is definitely one of safety. If you go on a holiday, you drop your guard, you want to relax yourself, you want to meet friends, you don't want to be stressed. But there's still a bit of a stress there. The roadways are not friendly, transport is a bit not friendly. Even in Abuja, I think there's some stress that we see. It should be better. Other thing is supply chain. I don't think we have enough products of high quality to really say we are meeting the standard. Sure, our products and our agricultural colleagues are doing their best, but getting the product from the farm, from the field to the table is a challenge for specifically hospitality and hotel operators It is not mature. Vegetables come tired and squashed from the market, from the roadway to your table. The lifespan is not that much. You lose about 40% before it gets to you. So the pricing is high. You don't get value for that. So a supply chain, I think, needs to get serious attention. And then training. I think really we've just not have started training. We need to establish a three-course academically underlined hotel school with an international link that we can like that we can have study tourism, people coming back to us, like you get medical tourism, sporting tourism. Don't leave the country. We have enough hotels, spaces, whatever, to train our people here. The whole of West Africa will flock here because I've not heard of a very rugged, academically funded course, a 3-year course that is guaranteed by an international hotel school. And I think that is seriously lacking. If there's anybody interested, I know of the school, I know of the places where, what to do, how to do it. So that's really a call out. If anybody is interested, let's work on that because that is sorely missed. Yes, sir, Mr. Ikechi, I think I've covered all.
Yeah, thank you. That's first of all, you look very nice. The dress you have on, your cap and the colors, very beautiful. I know today is Friday. Maybe it's part of your look on a Friday. It's very nice.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. And I heard you very loud about what you said about Abuja.
Yeah.
Abuja, first of all, the National Stadium area, when I did my event, Abuja Jabama, in 2021, we had it at the National Stadium by the lake, Kasperland. Beautiful place, waste of land, if you ask me, and I agree with you. It should be put to better use.
Yes.
Then, when the former, El Rufai was the FCT minister, I wrote him a letter, and I said that Abuja has no soul. So he invited me for a meeting. And, and he asked me to explain. And I talked about some of these things you pointed out. It's just a plastic city, beautiful plastic city, no art installation, no culture, and a whole lot of things I pointed out. And last edition, we had some guys who came on air and they were talking about putting a racetrack in Abuja. They got the land and they want to start Formula One races in Abuja. And I think that's going to happen. I went to Dubai to visit the richest man there, the man that owns Burj Khalifa. And he told me he wanted to invest in Nigeria. And part of what he wanted to build in Abuja was a racetrack. And he told me that will be very successful in Abuja. But I think there was a change of government in 2015 and the whole idea evaporated. So I agree with you. Abuja needs to put a lot of things in place that will make people connect. You just have a city, best roads, wonderful buildings, then like you said, it's quiet. A city like that doesn't need to be quiet. It has the material, medical for mice, for entertainment, for a whole lot of things. The embassies are there. That's the audience that is captive. So all you need to do is put stuff there and everything will happen. I thank you for your contribution. And I will be in Abuja for the EFTAN AGM and I will meet up with you and we can